Welcome back, guys. How are you doing today? Let's continue our discussion of events in C#. Before that, let's first quickly revise the discussion we had about events. Events are the special kind of delegates in C#. These can only be instantiated within the class in which they are declared, or the derived class. The class in which event is declared and is raised is called the publisher class. Classes which are interested in knowing when an event occurs can subscribe to the event. And when the event is raised, the subscriber can handle the event by taking desired action. The publisher can send additional event data to the subscriber, using the special EventArgs class. And now, we are going to learn how to derive the EventArgs class, to send custom data to the subscriber.
Hold on, Mark. One of my questions is yet not answered. How can a subscriber opt out from listening to and handling the event? I mean, how to unsubscribe from the event?
Oh yes, we will cover that thing first. In our example of the timer class, when we subscribed to the timer event handler, we used an anonymous method declared with lambda expression, to attach the subscriber method to the event. In case you attach an anonymous method, it is not possible to unsubscribe from that event. So, in your application, if you ever need to unsubscribe from an event at any point of time, it is recommended that you use named method, to attach to event handler. Suppose, we have a method in our subscriber class, time elapsed. This method must return void, and it must take two parameters. First parameter is of type object, and second of type EventArgs. This is required, because remember, the event handler is a delegate, and to attach a method to a delegate, their signatures must match. Now, we can write our event handling logic in this named method, time elapsed. And then attach method by tc dot timer event plus equal to time elapsed.
Let me guess, Mark. Now when I want to unsubscribe from the event, I use subtraction operator to remove the association of this method from the event handler delegate.
That is absolutely right, Zira. You just need to write tc dot timer event minus equal to time elapsed, and you have successfully unsubscribed from the event. Now let's turn to the EventArgs class. This EventArgs class is the base class for providing the event's data to a subscriber. It is defined in the system namespace. By default, any event handler delegate takes the base class EventArgs as second parameter, and the base class EventArgs contains no data. Let's create a class, myTimerEventArgs. This class derives from the EventArgs class. So, the syntax is public class myTimerEventArgs EventArgs. Let's define a property in this class, elapsed time. This property is of type timespan. Timespan type variable is basically the result of subtraction of two datetime type variables. We define both getter and setter for elapsed time property, and it is an auto property. In previous example, we used this class, timer class. Now, we will make a few changes to this class, to incorporate our custom event data into this. First of all, the declaration of event handler delegate is now changed. The delegate type event handler now has a type parameter, in angle brackets, of type myTimerEventArgs. What does this do? Now the event handler timer event represents an event delegate, which can provide the event data of the type myTimerEventArgs. Next changes in the input parameter of the method onTimerEvent. It changes from the base class EventArgs to derived class myTimerEventArgs. This change is obvious. Now, we will add a datetime type variable, called as start time. This addition in code is for business logic, and it has nothing to do with the type of EventArgs that we are going to pass. Next, in the runTimer method, we will assign the value datetime.now to the variable start time. This will assign the current system time to the start time variable at the moment when we call the runTimer method from the subscriber class. Note that the time of datetime.now will be decided at the runtime and not when we build the code. Finally, we make the change in the statement of calling the onTimerEvent method. We will now pass an instance of myTimerEventArgs to the onTimerEvent method. For this instance, the value of the property elapsed time is calculated type of property. We subtract the start time from the current time, and the result is the value of elapsed time. So, this property will indicate what time span has elapsed since we called the runtimer method each time the event is raised.
Mark, what about the subscriber of the event? What changes do we make there?
Yup, we will see that now. Let's first instantiate the publisher class. Timer class, TC, equal to, new timer class, parenthesis. We will declare an anonymous method with lambda expression, to assign a method to the timer class event delegate. The parameters of this method are, O, and E. Here, O is the object, that is the instance of publisher. And E, represents EventArgs, in this case, the myTimer EventArgs type. We will print to console, the value of time span elapsed since we run the timer. The time span value is available, by accessing the variable elapsed time. Let's run the timer with wait time of 500 milliseconds, for 5 times. And here is the output of the program. Guys, I hope you understood how to create your own EventArgs data, and access it when the event is raised. And, also, how to subscribe to an event, and how to unsubscribe from it. You should avoid using anonymous methods, when you would ever need to unsubscribe from the event, and use named method instead. So, that's all for now. Thank you for joining in. Did you find the content useful? If you like our discussions, then please do not forget to subscribe the channel.
Also, like and share the videos, and feel free to comment.
This is really going to help our channel grow, and reach to all those who are getting started with C#, like we do. Thank you.